Palace of Westminster on the occasion of the state opening of Parliament, inaugurating a new Labour government for the second time this year. Her Majesty the Queen arrives at the royal entrance in the Irish state coach for a ceremony which has remained almost unaltered for many centuries. Accompanied by His Royal Highness Prince Philip, Her Majesty is met by the great officers of state to be conducted to the robing room. Outside, the sovereign's escort of the household cavalry stands guard. In the House of Lords, the Duke and Duchess of Kent, Princess Alexandra, the Duke of Gloucester, Earl Mountbatten and Lord Snowdon take their places together with the Lords Spiritual and Temporal and other members of the upper house. In her rich parliamentary robes and wearing the imperial state crown, the Queen now enters the royal gallery. Proceeding into the chamber of the House of Lords, she's accompanied by the Princess Anne and Captain Mark Phillips. As a constitutional monarch, the Queen shares the powers of government with the elected representatives of her people. But while parliaments come and go, the monarchy is a symbol of permanence and continuity which binds differing parties and peoples together in a common purpose.
My lords, pray be seated.
Now the House of Lords awaits the presence of the Commons. The Gentleman Usher of the Black Rod, Admiral Sir Frank Twiss, goes to summon the members. As he approaches, the doors of the chamber are closed against him. He knocks 3 times to demand entry. This is a reassertion of the freedom of the Commons which originated after Charles I tried to arrest some of the members. Advancing to the bar of the House, he makes 3 obeisances.
Mr. Speaker, the Queen commands this honourable House to attend Her Majesty immediately in the House of Peers.
The Speaker, Mr. Selwyn Lloyd, rises and the Commons follow, the mace bearer leading the way.
Make way for Black Rod! Make way for Mr. Speaker!
The Prime Minister, Mr. Harold Wilson, and Mr. Edward Heath, the Leader of the Opposition, followed by the members of the Commons, file through to the upper chamber. In delivering her gracious speech from the throne, the Queen herself is taking no part in politics. She's presenting the programme of the incoming government.
My Lords and members of the House of Commons, my husband and I look forward with pleasure to our visits to Bermuda, Barbados, Bahamas, Mexico, Hong Kong, Japan, and to the meeting of Commonwealth heads of government in Jamaica. My government will give their full support to international efforts to solve the worldwide problem of inflation, and will play a full part in international discussions to solve the problems created by higher oil prices. My government will energetically continue their renegotiation of the terms of the United Kingdom's membership of the European Economic Community. Within 12 months, the British people will be given the opportunity to decide whether, in the light of the outcome of the negotiations, this country should retain its membership. At home, my government, in view of the gravity of the economic situation, will, as its most urgent task, seek the fulfillment of the social contract as an essential element in its strategy for curbing inflation, reducing the balance of payments deficit, encouraging industrial investment, maintaining employment, particularly in the older industrial areas, and promoting social and economic justice. The use of subsidies to keep down prices of certain foods will be continued. Measures will be introduced to increase existing social security benefits, including family allowances, to make additional provision for the disabled, to pay a Christmas bonus, and to set up a new earnings-related pension scheme. Legislation will be introduced to regulate further the development of offshore petroleum, to establish a British National Oil Corporation with rights to participate in this development, to ensure that the community receives a fair share of the profits, and to provide for the acquisition of oil sites in Scotland. An early opportunity will be given for you to consider whether your proceedings should be broadcast. My Lords and members of the House of Commons, I pray that the blessing of Almighty God may rest upon your councils.
A memorable occasion, the only occasion when the Sovereign, the Lords and the Commons meet together. Facing an economic crisis unparalleled since 1931, theirs is a task which will require the goodwill and cooperation of the whole nation.